Hello and welcome to the Bell Mama Hypnobirthing and Positive Birth podcast. My name is Ellie Waddington. I'm a hypnobirthing teacher, antenatal instructor and positive birth coach, and I'm here to help you go into the birth of your baby with a positive mindset. Every week I share my top tips, advice and amazing birth stories to help you go from fearful and anxious about your birth to positive and confident. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and let's get into this episode. Hello my lovelies, welcome back. Today we are talking about practical, simple things that you can start doing to start changing your mindset when it comes to birth. And these are really simple things that you can start actioning right now, from today, right now. As soon as you stop listening to this episode, you can go and start doing these things. That's how simple they are. So in the last episode, we talked about fear and how fear can impact physiological birth and why it's really important that before you go into your birth that you do try and get that under control. I appreciate that not everyone's going to be able to eliminate their fear completely. You know, fear of the unknown is a really normal human thing. But what I really want to try and get under control is the panicky fear, the unnecessary fear, this distrust that we've got in our bodies, this idea that somehow our bodies are broken and that they're not able to give birth to our babies and that we need the pain relief, you know. That is what I'm trying to change. That is what I'm trying to stop. So these things that we're going to talk about today are really simple, actionable things that you can start implementing to start changing your mindset. And you need to start doing these things every single day. And I'm going to tell you why. Your subconscious mind is currently full of negative ideas around birth. It's full of negative images, negative sounds, negative stories, things that you have taken in over and over and over again throughout your life. I don't know how old you are, in your 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever. You have spent all that time taking in negative images of birth, and your subconscious mind has stored that away like a little bookshelf. And you've got now less than 9 months to try and teach your subconscious brain that all those images are wrong, basically. So you've got less than 9 months to try and reprogram your subconscious brain. And there are two ways that your subconscious brain takes in messages. One of them is through emotion. So if you have a really strong emotional response to something, then your subconscious mind will store that. So like if you are attacked by a dog or something like that, even if it just happens once, your subconscious mind will store that because that's a really intense emotional event. And the other way that your subconscious mind takes in information is through repetition. So that means that these things that we're going to talk about today, you need to be doing every single day between now and your birth to start to reprogram your brain. You know, every single day, several times a day, whenever you have time, all the time, you need to be doing these things. So get yourself a pen and paper, or if you are listening to this on the go, if you are in the car or if you're walking somewhere, make sure you save this episode and come back to it later on and write these things down so you don't forget them, because they are gold, absolute gold. So number one, the first thing that you should start doing today, every single day, is watching positive birth videos. Get yourself onto YouTube and start searching positive birth videos. And I mean those raw, unedited, actual videos of birth. We were talking in the last episode about how on television and in film, and there are certain documentary series on Channel 4 where birth is put together in a program purely for entertainment purposes. It's not for education, it's not accurate, it's just for entertainment. And those things are really going to harm your mindset going forward. So I want you to stop watching those horrible depictions of birth that you see on the telly and start watching positive birth videos. Whatever kind of birth that you are planning, whether that's a water birth, a home birth, a free birth, a hospital birth with gas and air, a midwife unit, a gentle cesarean, whatever, search for those birth videos. Search for those positive birth videos. So search positive water birth, positive home birth, positive cesarean, and start watching those every single day so that you are starting to take in new images, new visions of birth, and watch a wide variety of them and get yourself really used to what actually happens during that scenario. And you start to become more and more familiar with those images, and those are the images that then your subconscious brain will pick off of its bookshelf going forward. So one in particular that I really recommend you watch is called Daisy's Hypnobirth, and this is quite a famous video in the hypnobirthing world. Was quite an old video actually by today's standards. It was something like 10 or 12 years ago? I don't know exactly. Hold on, I'm going to look this up. Just bear with while I get my phone out. So 11 years ago, which, isn't that long ago in the grand scheme of things, but by YouTube standard, that is quite a long time ago. And it was kind of the first, as far as I'm aware, it was the first kind of really popular hypnobirthing video that was uploaded onto YouTube and started to make it a bit more mainstream. Like, people started to kind of understand a bit more about what hypnobirthing actually was. And it's just a really lovely video. It's a lady called Susie O'Hare, and she's giving birth at home to her daughter Daisy. So search for Daisy's Hypnobirth, and she's very calm. She starts off by going for a walk in the countryside as her labour starts. Her birth partner's being really supportive. They're doing their hypnobirthing breathing. He's supporting her. The midwife is there at home just doing her thing in the background. She's not being too overbearing. It's just a really lovely video, and I really recommend that you do watch that one. And there are loads like that now. Hypnobirthing has become so popular. There are loads of videos like this now. So do get yourself onto YouTube today and start taking in those positive birth videos. Now, the second thing that you can start doing from today to start changing your mindset is to every single day start listening to hypnobirthing relaxations, the MP3s that you get. So all of my clients get a bundle of these when they sign up to a hypnobirthing course with me. These are all relaxations that I have recorded, but you can find them free on YouTube, and you can also buy them on iTunes. There are loads of places that you can get hypnobirthing MP3s, and these basically are guided relaxation. So you just lie somewhere comfortable and quiet with your eyes closed, and you listen to the person that's talking, and they guide you in visualizing positive imagery in your head. They'll help you go into that deep state of relaxation, which is actually hypnosis. I'm going to talk about what hypnosis actually is in a different episode. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail, but hypnosis is essentially just a deep state of relaxation. There's nothing funny about it. You're actually in a state of hypnosis several times a day anyway. And so when you are in that deep state of relaxation, your subconscious mind is a lot more suggestible to new ideas. And so by practicing this every day, you are not only taking in positive images and positive messages about birth, but you're also practicing going into that deep state of relaxation in preparation for birth. Lots of people do use these relaxations actually when they are in labour, and it helps you to relax because you've trained your mind to relax when you're listening to these MP3s. I just said relax a lot in the space of about 30 seconds, but hopefully you get the gist, you get the message. So yeah, get yourself some hypnobirthing relaxations and start listening to them every single day. Now, I often do hear people say, oh, I don't have time to listen to them every day. I didn't have time this week. Well, you can make time, okay? There are lots of different MP3s of various different lengths. So in the bundle that I send out to my clients, there are some that are 6 minutes and then some that are half an hour. So even if you can just find 5 or 6 minutes each day to do that relaxation, that is going to benefit you during labour. So every single day you need to be practicing one of these relaxations, even if it's just the short 5-minute one. Now, the third thing that you can start doing daily to start changing your mindset when it comes to birth is using positive birth affirmations. Now, affirmations are literally just positive statements. They're literally just easy positive statements that you use daily to try and take in a particular message. And affirmations are used not just in birth but in all walks of life. So sports people use them, in business, in health, mental health. There are lots and lots of ways in which you can use positive affirmations in your daily life. But for the purposes of this podcast, obviously we are focusing on birth affirmations. Now, there are lots of ways in which you can use them. So you can listen to them. So there are lots of MP3s where you can just listen to lots of affirmations again and again and again as you're going about your daily life, as you're cooking dinner, as you're driving. You can listen to these positive statements and your brain will start to take them in. You can even listen to them as you're falling asleep, and as you sleep, and your brain will continue to process them and take them in. You can have them on little post-its or on bits of card around your house, so places that you are going to see them every single day. So like on your fridge, on your bathroom mirror, on the door as you're leaving. There are lots of places around your house where you're going to see these affirmations, and you're going to read them and take them in. And then you can also use those same cards to decorate your birth space. And that's what I had with my birth with Annabelle. I had all these lovely affirmation cards just kind of dotted around my living room, where I knew that I was going to see them and take them in as my labour was progressing. And another great place to have them is on the lock screen of your phone. We all use our phones far too much, so you might as well do something positive with your scrolling and have some positive affirmations on the lock screen, so that every time you pick up your phone, you read these affirmations, you read these positive statements, and you start to take those messages in. Now, when you're using affirmations, it's important that they are in the first person, so I, me, mine, and also that they're in the present tense, because if you hear things in the present tense, you're more likely to believe it and take that message in. So I've got some examples of some birth affirmations here I'm going to read out to you. I am a strong and powerful woman. I am informed and empowered. I am comfortable and calm. I know that birth is safe. My baby is the right size for my body. When you are choosing which affirmations to use, which ones to take in, ideally you kind of take things that you're already concerned about and choose affirmations that are going to try and change that particular worry for you, change that particular fear for you. So that last one that I talked about, the one that said my baby is the right size for my body, that's quite a common worry. Lots of people believe that their babies are going to come out big, that they're not going to be able to birth them, it's going to cause them to tear, and lots of different concerns around big babies. So if it is something that's of a concern to you, that would be a great affirmation for you to use. My baby is the right size for my body. Yeah, so those are my top tips for changing your mindset, things that you can start implementing today to start changing your mindset around birth. I really hope that you've enjoyed this episode and that you've learned a few things that you are going to start implementing to start changing your mindset going forward for a more positive birth experience. I'll see you in the next episode.